Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
Good morning. It's Hump Day Wednesday. And today's episode of Coffee, Donuts, and Grown-Ups is brought to you by no other than Raycon. Make sure you go over to rayconglobal.com and check out and get some of the hottest, most quality, most comfortable audio headsets, any kind, big headphones, earbuds, just whatever you need for your audio needs. Go over to rayconglobal.com. And then if you out in the Ohio, Cleveland area, man, check out breakfast spots and a few other spots out there when you out there in the land of the Ohio players. O-H-I-O, Ohio. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Wake up, I'm schooling y'all this morning. I know some of y'all went behind the ear. You know how it is when you wake up to your favorite alarm system with me, the master at ceremonies, with Coffee Donuts for Grown-Ups. Also, salute to the Sports Talk Network, where we do more than just talk sports. We talk sports, but we talk everything like it's a sport, because life is a sport, people, and make sure stay ready so you won't have to get ready. It is survival of the fittest out here. So make sure you got your head on all swivels, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. And we need more love in the world, Craig. Top flight. Hopefully y'all getting a good start off to y'all morning when you wake up. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. We got a good one this morning. Some of this may be informative to some of you, and some of you may already know. But we will get to the main ingredient in a few minutes, but we just want to walk y'all through a day. You know, just entertain y'all, loosen y'all up a little bit, because these type of situations with the title of the topic, it's nothing to chuckle about. You know what I mean? So when they talk about someone being unalive, you know, the demise of someone, anyone, from a family member to a stranger to whoever, a popular person, y'all get it, right? It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny, and it's very touching, because it's sad when you hear these things. So we have heard a lot of stories, true stories, about, you know, powers that be, the shady people, the people that's behind the bosses, the ones that's behind the faces that you see. These type of situations happen, and as you know, as you should know, that these sort of things have happened to all sorts of people since we all been breathing and experienced this thing called human life. Okay, we just experienced human life, and you're going somewhere else once this one expires, or, you know, whatever happens to it. So make sure you take care of yourself. So when you die off, your soul will go into a more peaceful journey. All right. So tell me about it when you get there, but you probably won't, because I won't be there with you for you to tell me, but y'all get it. But man, how y'all doing anyway, man? How y'all doing? Of course, you know, the boxing world. Oh man, if it ain't fights going on, there's always something going on. You know, got to keep that rumor mill, that windmill rolling around. So of course, when, you know, we still have a hangover talking about what happened the weekend before. You know, and sometimes I figure like this, you know, after 1 or 2 days, you know, Monday or Tuesday, you know, you talk about it, then forget about it. Tony, like the mafia, just forget about it. Just get over it. That's what's wrong with it. We stay stuck in time a little too daggone much, man. We got to keep it moving, but it is what it is. But I must say now, this week coming up, it's not really too much boxing, too much to talk about. But I think we should have learned our lesson. Just because a fight card is not big or it's not brand name, ain't got Gucci or Louis in there, doesn't mean it ain't good quality, people. I hope y'all understand this. Hope you understand this, and especially to the casual fans. You know, the ones that's just starting to have a likeness for the sport. These things happen. And then for the usual suspects, I ain't got nothing to say to y'all. We know, you know, and I know how y'all do. So that's just what it is. But yeah, of course, it's still talking about the Tank Davis situation. Is it going to be overturned or not? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't think it was that deep. But if they were to do it, then I think they would have to go back and overturn a lot of more stuff in the sport of boxing. You know, not just that, but we already know it's a lot of injustice in the sport of boxing. It's going to continue to be that. You know, so I say, hey, sit down, grab your popcorn, and just prepare to be entertained, because that's what it is. But we'll see. And I think, like I said, that should be a learning lesson for him and his entire camp. You know, get back to being comfortable in the mud. You know, act like, hey, you got to keep that hunger, man. Just because you can live it on up, don't mean you do it. You know, you only as good as your and only as strong as the environment that you're around. So if you get to a very comfortable place and so comfortable, y'all know how it is. You don't feel like doing nothing. Like, you know, everything is so cool, so smooth, you know. But no, keep that hunger. Act like it's your last meal, even though you do have it. Pursue it like you don't have nothing at all. Trust me, because when you do that, hey, you got better chances of keeping it and not losing it. Right? So yes, that's what's going on. Carolyn Du Bois, I think she got a fight coming up. That's my girl, man. Make sure y'all keep up with women boxing. One of the talented names in women boxing, Carolyn Du Bois. So whatever I hear about Sweet Carolina, you know, I gotta check out, because she just ain't nice looking. She's nice with those hands. Some people say she better than Big Bro Triple D. Hey, she could be. Hopefully her career turns out just as good as her brothers, you know. But I think it was playing out very well for the young lady. Other than that, ain't much going on. I'm waiting for the Rolly and Brian and the return of Devin Haney to see where the young lad is at. You know, hopefully the young lad is mentally stable and ready to go and be ready for war and be better than he was his first time around. I think he will. I think he will, but time will tell. He going up against Jose Ramirez, and don't count nobody out in this sport as far as I am concerned. Do not count nobody out unless they didn't beat the count. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to say it again. Do not count nobody out unless they didn't beat the count. Get it? Make sure y'all that marinate and use it as you need to. All right. But I'm waiting to see the return of the young lad. I know a lot of his fans is waiting to see him return, and hopefully he is mentally right. Hopefully he's mentally right. Got all the nonsense out the way. It looks pretty cool with him right now because he's been quiet. I like that. So that means most likely he's focusing. He's on focus. He's going to need to be focused against Jose Ramirez. I don't care how you feel about him. Don't take nobody lightly, or you will most likely be on the wrong side of victory. All right. But it should be a good one when he comes back. It should be a good one, and we will see what will happen after that. But Anything else to really talk about that really grab my attention, your attention? Nah, not too much. Of course, we just waiting to see what's next for who. I can't wait to see the hottest man at 140. We waiting, and we impatient. We ain't patiently waiting. We impatient right now. Man, if it was up to me, if it was up to BBO, if it was up to D3, Antoine Russell would be fighting right now. Antoine Russell would be fighting right now for another belt if it was up to us. And anybody else that feel that way, we've been trying to tell you. Don't make me wait. I tried to give it to you early that this man is a beast. He's a beast, and he got 140 looking the way I would like 140 to look, you know? I like that. So, you know, it makes it more interesting. We got, it's some guys that can run through up there at 140, you know? I need to see that, ladies and gentlemen. We all like conquerors, right? We all accolade pursuers and lovers, right? So let's see this man go out and grab all the stones at 140. And I think he is going for it. I think that's the mission. It should be no other mission when it comes to Gary Antoine Russell. The only mission should be all the way up, not looking down. You got it? You got it? Hey, man, handle your business, bro. Because I think he's going to make every fight definitely hard for his opponent, and he's going to be exciting to see. So since we like exciting fighters, we like exciting fighters, guys that can crack explosive, you know, and this man, Antoine Russell, he got all that. He got everything in that package. You know, to be the guy at 40. I mean, really be the guy at 40. You know, he's the guy to beat. He might wind up being the guy at 140 that gets you paid. I'm just saying, just my opinion. But time will tell. Time will tell, people. What y'all think about that? You never know. It's good right now. So definitely we got our eyesight on Antoine Russell, who have us foaming at the mouth and always waiting to hear what's next at 140 pounds. All right. A weight division that supposed to be the one of the most turned up divisions. And it looked like it lost some power, but it looked like it's coming back. So we shall see. We should see, man. But right now, I ain't got nobody beating that man at 140 pounds. And that's just it. And then if you're a hater, hate on. I gotta let you stay in your lane, man. Cause I'm damn sure gonna be in mine. And my man is always gonna be doing his 1-2 thing. And that's just what it is. But what's next? The boxing ring. I mean, right back, springtime is about to come in. We need to see some guys get right back in the mix that gave us nice fights. We had some performances so far this year. Good performances. We all have our picks about performance of the year, card of the year so far, fighter of the year. We got a few of those, and it's been some good matches. Yesterday, for me, in my honest opinion, 25 boxing, 225 is looking somewhat live right now. I don't know if you guys totally agree with me, but hey, I'm giving y'all my honest opinion. I ain't got too much to say about. Not too much about, okay, that's sportsmanship, poor decision making. Outside of those things, not just the last weekend fight, but any fight that had any of these things. Other than that, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Good. Just give me more. Give me more. Dude. Good, and he's the guy to beat, but that's not the guy y'all want. Hey, get somebody to beat him. Don't sabotage their career. Don't do none of that. Don't do none of that, because it got to be somebody that's good enough to take out the man. Why do that? Rumble, young man, rumble. That's what I got to say. Got to let them do that, people. Got to let them do that. But anyways, before we roll about the main topic at hand, just walk with me, y'all. Just walk with me. So, I'm waiting for football season again. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm waiting for football season again. I can't wait. Baseball about to get started. I don't really start digging into Major League Baseball until around mid-season. I don't really watch much of the first part of the season because that's a little too much for me, but around mid-season. I say around after the first 70 games, that's when, that's when I start watching something to watch. Into it, man, because that's about enough to just as well. So in between, I'm not having for you to choose from. There's a lot for you to choose from. So, hey, just go back, pick them. Go back as far as you want. You can go all the way back. There's nothing wrong. Young generation people, there's nothing wrong. Swallow your pride. Ain't nothing wrong with going back and researching the beginning. Go back and research the black and white days, the black and white TV days of boxing. Go back. Hey, you're gonna love it when you start doing studies on the earlier guys, not just the ones you hear about, but you even go study these guys, or you study them, or you're gonna hear about them some kind of way. God, excuse me, y'all, done hit my lobe. Then bumped into something inside the daggone building. Been pain a little bit, You hit your leg on something, and it got that little sharp little tingling in there. No, it's not old age. Watch your mouth. Because I know one of y'all going to say that. I haven't even looked at the chat yet, but I'm pretty sure one of y'all said, man, it's old age. It ain't got nothing to do with it, man. The way times is, anybody can feel any type of pain, have symptoms at any age that was, normally say that your body's going to start feeling a certain way when you get a certain age. That's a myth. Oh, you're only going to start feeling this when you get this age. Man, listen. Uncomfortability to your body don't have no pics. It doesn't. You don't have to be a certain age to have arthritis. You can have it at a young age and all these, try to do better. Let's just try to do better, eat better, think better, But now it's time to get down to, some things I really don't like to talk about, when we talk about these type of things. And that's, what happened to the great Sonny Liston. A lot of us we only got tapes to watch Sonny Liston, because by the time he got the, most of us was either babies, couldn't even, we was alive, but we was just babies, much old, so we didn't know what was going on, nor was we paying attention to any fists being thrown around, and some of us do know about it. Know about Sonny Liston, the great Sonny Liston, and a lot of us, like I said, we had to go back and watch the fights, see with the five tapes and things like that, and see what happened, and try to relive the moments when this guy's career was going on, because that's what it feels like to me. Whenever I did go back and have to watch, a few fights to study old fighters, so when it's time to talk about them, I had enough knowing about them. I'm familiar with their career enough for me to be able to talk about them. So that's the good thing. You can always learn something in the sport of boxing. Don't be a little big-headed. Oh, I'm just with this name and that name. You're going to learn someday. I want y'all to get off the fact that if they name don't ring bells, they're not good. Get off of that, boxing fans. I'm trying to tell y'all. For all you betting people out there, and I ain't no betting zen, but I can give you some pointers because I do pay attention to those who are very good at that. I pay attention. See, things that I'm not good at, I shut the heck up and I go learn about it. That's what I do because I'm not good at it. So when you have guys that can give you an idea of where to put your money at, you go with that. So I be learning. I learn every day from some damn body. Every day. You never know enough, people. Knowledge, it's infinite. It never ends. Never ends. So you could know 1,000 things, and then there's 2,000 more things that you don't know about. But that's just how it is. Nobody knows everything. You could be a know-it-all, but not know-it-all. You could be a know-it-all and not know it all. Jack of all trades, but a master of none. Doesn't mean you don't suck at these trades. You get it? Don't let the slick talk fool y'all, man. What they been putting out here, man. Get y'all away from all that. But man, when we talk about the plan and the demise of someone no longer existing in this time, it's sad to hear about things like that. And we hear about it every day. It's something that we would never get immune to. It's a sad reality. But we have to deal with it because it's going to be around as long as you living. You're gonna know about it. Hopefully you don't experience it. But there's always someone out to get you. Someone is always out to get somebody, and then to be ones who that obeys the books. Okay, real quick. That obeys the books. The books say that there are things that you should not do. But the sad reality is those things are being done. What you should not do, everything that's the sin is being done. Okay? Everything that's allegedly to be a sin is being done. And everything that's a sin is being done. Y'all get what I'm saying? Gotta think about that. So it really makes me question, but I've been questioning things, but it really makes me question who we really are. I'm not gonna go too far with it. Who we really are, how we really got here, and everything else beyond that, because to be honest with you, nobody knows. Nobody knows, and a lot of things that we was taught, those things might not even be the correct things. You hear me? Nobody knows because there's too much confusion going on and nobody don't have no receipts or anything. So we don't know. But one thing we do know, is your arrival and then your departure. That's one thing we do know, right? We do know that's your arrival and then it's your departure. Everything in between your arrival and your departure, then here it is. We living up, we doing this, we doing that, blah, 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 and that's what it is. And with that in between from your arrival to your departure, there may be something, someone, and all this time in between that just don't like you. They don't like you for whatever reason. They don't feel comfortable with you being around. They want to get you out of here. You're dangerous. Your mind is dangerous. Your mouth is dangerous. Maybe your hands is dangerous, but there's something dangerous about you to where people don't feel comfortable with having you around. So they say, man, I got to get this person out of here. But don't have the heart to do it. But they want to get you out of here. There must be something about you to where someone or a group of people say, I have to get this situation eradicated. Then you think, look, why is this happening to this person? We hear about it. What happened to him? What? Who did it? Why did they do it? Where did it happen? Where did it start from? These are things that we think about when we hear about what happens to just regular people that we know, all the way up into what we talking about this morning, celebrities, popular people. It's very scary. And you know, we as fans, we don't know what's going on in these people's everyday life. We just know what goes on with them in their profession. We know when these fighters, whenever Sonny Liston laced up the ring, we knew Sonny Liston business as far as that. How he get down in that ring. How much his contract was and all those other, they didn't know that. I know they didn't because they never discussed it. See, boxing conversation was a little different. You know, before we was old enough to be a part of the barbershop conversation. So imagine, you know, your father, depending on how young you are, you know, your father, your grandfather, their boxing talk was different than somewhat, say, ours in the next generation. It was different. So to know what these people personal life was about, they had to hear about it a certain way, you know, newspaper, magazines, radio, newspaper, magazines, radio, sometimes television. Different from how it is now. You can just look it up. Hey, I need to know what was the life journey of so-and-so. You can pull it right up. And there's sources, more than one sources that give you the rundown of what happened, what was going on in this person's life, because you wasn't old enough to see it. You're old enough to research, play back. You know, but as far as coming up with it, wasn't a part of it because he wasn't around yet. So now you hear about these things, and we hear about a lot of heroes, good heroes, bad heroes. It's all the same. And we know that in the entertainment world, no matter if it's sports, acting, whatever, we know it's wicked, people. We know it's wicked. We know it's very wicked. Look at Black Hollywood, or just look at the industry, period. So if you see in today's times how things are, how they go about unaliving people, what's the reason behind getting these people out of there? We see it now. But imagine having to wait to get the information because these things are still going around, but the technology was different. The technology was different. So you had to go through radio, television, newspaper, and magazines. There was no Facebook. There was no YouTube. There was none of these things. But now, you just found out just like that, which makes it good for the ones who starting to learn, who need to go back. You can take a shortcut. You can still learn it, but you ain't got to go through all that. You just push a button, you get this high definition screen, just go for it. But there was a lot of things that was going on in the sport of boxing since its birth. And then especially around the times, the 50s, the 40s, all those early times. Let me just say that. Because anything from its first fight, first official bout ever in boxing, all the way up until about, it really started, that's like recently, until Generation Z. Things are a lot different in the sport. And things was happening to people, but we talking about back in the time where it was really hard, for a man. Hard for the brown man, the chocolate man, very hard. So anything that they did, they really had to fight for it and earn it. And of course, we had some that went left, some went right, and someone took the middle route. But either way, they was going through these things, and the chocolate man, the ebony people, because you're not black, you're ebony. Tired of nonsense. I'm gonna wake you up, even if you don't want to be waking up. But y'all get a lot of prejudice, racism going on. So anything that an ebony man did, it was being held against him. And y'all know, what's the best way to destroy somebody and tear them down? Hey, you know what? You get their own people to do it. So it is this grueling sport of boxing. A sport that came about that was created just for public entertainment. Wait a minute. Just for certain levels of entertainment for certain people, because entertainment really was for the wealthy, the rich, and most likely who's entertaining the wealthy and the rich? The poor, who sometimes become rich and only become rich because they y'all know what time it is. But hey, nonetheless, so back in these times, the 40s and the 50s, like times was rough, and the ebony they rolled a little different. You think they crazy now? Nah. Hey, really, you was getting touched on. I ain't talking about in a funny way. You had to throw your hands up. Why you think your grandmothers and your grandfathers and great grands they're a certain way? Because they really had to fight. They really had to fight. And I think we had to fight in my era, but they definitely had to fight. You see what they had to fight for? They had to fight to make it comfortable for us. So we thinking about these times. So now you got these ebony men that's in this sport of entertainment, this gladiator sport. That was a hard grind. Everybody was trying to sell drugs. It wasn't too many things that you could do. Pick up a basketball. A lot of them had to fight. That's why most of them know how to fight. The average, clean your clock. Well, clean your clock. That's why you watch some of them old folks out there. Y'all watching up internet, social media. Y'all didn't see some videos that was straight up videos. You get an old fogey story, they picture you, they tune you right on up. They tune you right on up, and not even knowing their energy, but what they going through. And see, back then, those boxes going through a whole lot. It was like the red dot was on their head, the laser beam was on their head or on them everywhere that they went or moved. So now you got this young man, Sonny Liston. This one is about him, but so many fits the category. That you know, he came in the game and he's an enforcer, bad dude, you know. So when them people see and know that they was like that, what did they do? Cause they could have been got rid of him. But you know what they said? They said, "Oh, muscle. We're gonna need him for muscle. We're gonna use this guy for some muscle." So what they do, they say, "Hey, buddy, you come in. Hey, you want some extra money? Well, I like what you do. I got a little problem right now." You know, this is what they do. Cause you know, a lot of those guys back then, you know, they was henchmen for the mafia and things like that. You know, so they had the Ebony Man doing things for them. They had to. Don't think they was just always going out there and just hunting the melanated man down, the Ebony Man down. No, they needed them. You know, and when you look at the story in the background of some of those guys, I mean, look at Don King. Don King was what? And he was a promoter. So we talking about Sonny Liston. So Don King, just as a promoter, was doing what he was doing and did, you know, being a gangster, you know, he never put the gloves on. But see, a lot of those guys back in those early days, like I said, they were men of all men. Because you had to fight. It wasn't, no, you really had to fight. They had to fight for every single day. You know, they friends, their family, and to make a living. So those people say, you know what? Hey, man. Hey, buddy, come here. Instead of me splitting your wig open or putting you in jail, which I can usually do, you know, hey, you know what? You want to make some money? Come here. You want to make some money and keep me from cracking you upside your head? You know, it keeps you, you know, from you pursuing us. We got a few problems. We got a few problems. We being bothered. We need a money. So we need somebody to go around, you know, with your brute, your talent, everything. And we need you to go get some things. This was Sonny Liston. That's why he was a bad man, very vicious man. I never met him in person because I wasn't around, but I studied enough. He was a bad man, very bad man. Put hands on you. Put hands on you. See, the difference between yesteryear's fighters and the ones today. See, the ones today, you know, these today supposed to be tough guys, you know what I mean? These cats are acting. See, back then, no man was living that life for real. And most of them didn't have no damn choice. So when you hear about, you know, oh, a lot of them didn't have no choice. Because even that's the way that they was going to get fed, or was going to be off with your head. And Sonny Liston was one of those very few guys. You know, hey man, we need you to go handle something. Part of the reason why this man name became so notorious, known in the sport of boxing. And whenever Sonny Liston got in that ring, what did he do? What did he do when Sonny Liston got in the ring? What did he do? You watched enough tape, you know what he did. Basically, he got it done. That man was very scary. So when I was able enough, you know, old enough to first see a picture of him, You know, and that first time I seen a picture of him, it was like I was around 8 or 9 years old. And then I'm like, oh, this is how Muhammad Ali, who was the first fighter, the first professional fighter I seen fight. But see, by the time when Ali fought Sonny Liston, I was just, you know, I probably was just messing up diapers. Wasn't even walking yet. You hear me? Probably wasn't even crawling at the time. Was around, but, you know, just Google Gaga turning over, you know, got to hold them all the time. So, you know, I wasn't watching boxing then. So I had to wait. And when I first started watching boxing and seeing Ali, then next thing you know, here come the lessons. So then I heard about who's this guy, you know, and then I was able, you know, you could find some tape somewhere and you get to watch the fight. And I'm like, oh, goodness. I'm scared of this man. And I'm a kid. Whoa, Ali had to deal with this. Then you got your grandpops and them, and you know, where we get it from. You know, we into this sport, so they into it, they really know. And like I said, you know, they had to go about it different. Radio, TV, magazine, or newspaper. You know, so, and, you know, just the hearing about him and then just starting to watch films on him and then just always saying, hey, man, you know, he's a hitman. What you mean a hitman? Oh, you know, he does rough favors for people. Oh, okay. You know, he go around, crack people upside the head, kick some butt, get paid for it. Or, you know, cut somebody water supply off, but get paid for it. But nonetheless, Sonny Liston was the man of all men. He did what he did. He did what he was supposed to do. And then just like so many other great ebony people, just like so many great ebony people, next thing you know, it's time to cancel them. I don't need no more. No, I just grabbed that because I went upstairs to do the tour because I gave Stanley the yeah, he got the pass. So you I don't know, I just give it to him because I'm done with it. I don't know. But Sonny Liston, and it gets to a point that now you know good to these people no more. You know they use you up. Or then you just rebellious and now they want to get you out of here after, you know, you did all this dirt for these people. You didn't made so many families had to dress in black for people. See, this is what hitmen do, henchmen. This is what they do. Yeah, this is what they do. So when you got your lynchmen, this is what they do. You send them out there and they're going to make somebody else's family very unhappy. They took everything from Sonny Liston, everything that he did. The man didn't even have no money for his funeral. See? Working as a security bouncer at a club, and this man is a famous boxer. Talking about Sonny Liston this morning. Yeah, we talking about Sonny Liston, the great Sonny Liston, and the question is, who really planned to get him out of there? Was it the Nation of Islam? Was it the Mafia? Could be a combination of both. Because we right there in that time, right then, that's those years. Hey, there was so much corruption going on, and I'm gonna tell you how people were selling out. How people always sold out. Y'all don't really want no history talk, and still selling out. I gotta give y'all coffee dollars for grown-ups on a weekend because I could do a 5-hour non-stop joint with no help about that. It's always your own people. How you get them? You get their own people to get them out of here. And it happens all the time. And all this that Sonny Liston did for the Mafia, did for whoever.
Man, how I fell out of the car this morning.
Huh?
I fell out of the car this morning.
Oh my God, Miss Denise fell out the car this morning. My friend, she was riding a bike last night. She had an accident.
Oh my God.
She just had to go to the hospital to make sure her knee not broke. Oh my goodness, there's just too much going on. Y'all got to be careful out there.
No, you just tell me put your pocketbook in the bag. Why you put it in the front? You put your pocketbook in the bag.
But yeah, Sonny Liston, man, this man was amazing. I got to see a few of his fights. I still want to go back and watch some more, but of course I had to watch him and Ali about 20 times. And I think I probably seen him 2 or 3 more fights in Sonny Liston. But just to rewatch the Ali fight time and time again, it was like I was trying to learn about this man because I was hearing so much, but I was too young to comprehend and understand who he was at the time. So, like I said, back in those times, man, our men was going through so much. And we had to do so. You had to be a stand-up man. You had to be a stand-up guy. And this is how they get us in. Hey, man, I want no smoke with you, but can you help me take care of some smoke? Y'all know how it is. And then back then, a lot of our men made livings by having to beat somebody up. Seriously. It was it's just another form of labor, y'all, another form of physical labor. Think about it, the reason why the sport was created. Get paid, to fight to the death. So when you have these men that's in that sort of lifestyle, it fits perfect for them. Hey, I could use this guy not just to be an enforcer on the street, but I can make money if I take this enforcer in the street and put him in the ring. We can make money. And then this enforcer in the ring, I can get him to make some things outside the ring a little easier for me. You get it? So of course they looked at certain, boxers, hey man, you know what? I need this guy for muscle. I need him until I don't need him no more. And they did Sonny Liston dirty. Did him dirty. Because whatever, he need, whenever he got the call, he made sure the job was done. Whenever he got the call, he made sure the job was done, people. And then they come around and then they say he's sick or he died from this and died from that. But then the smart people were saying, and when I was even hearing about it, I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And at that time, I was still too young. I was still just a kid. So I would have to ask my great-grandfather, my uncles, and my grandfather, oh, what's going on with this? And they say, man, when you get older, then you understand. And I get it. It's a shame that, people use you.
He came in with this bag.
Mm-hmm. They use you to do their dirty work. See, they don't want to get no dirt or no blood on their hands, so they use you. And just like so many others, this man was being used. And at some point, the man got tired of being used. Got tired of being used, and he had to come in. You know what? I'm gonna have to do to these fools what I've been doing for them. But either way, the man gets sick, and they when they fear you like that, they're going to get you out of there. And he was a very feared man in and out the ring. But what they tried to do is make him out to be a menace to public. They didn't want nobody to like Sonny Liston at all. They didn't, because they seen what he's about, and then they said we're gonna take this guy. We're gonna, they didn't want nobody to like him. But he's a man, all man. He spoke his mind. I'm a man. You ain't gonna tell me what I can say. I can say whatever. And that's when men was men back then. You know, we don't have that now. Y'all too daggone moist. That's why we don't have no leaders. You ain't got no leaders, man. You call these fools leaders? They opportunists. You ain't had a leader since then. You ain't had not one leader since then. Them jokers, your Al Sharptons and everything that come at that opportunist. I said it. Every last one of them, and I can prove it to you. But you don't need to go down there. It's about Sonny Liston. So, was it one side that planned the demise of Sonny Liston? It was a combination of a few people to decide to say, you know what? We no longer need this guy around. It's time to get him out of here. Mike Rim in the building, salute. Killer Mike, how you doing? Uncle Cass. Man, I should have had Uncle Cass co-hosting this joint, man. Next time I do one like this, I'm gonna have to get Uncle Cass Sports to co-host. See, when I do a coffee and donuts and we going back this far, now I'm a bad boy, but hey, I like people to be around that's more professed. Uncle Cass, I'm gonna have to get you up on one of these early ones. Next time I get one of these early ones like this, I'm going to let you know, because I know Uncle Cass definitely likes this talk. You know, he talk all boxing, but I know he likes this talk right here about the great Sonny Liston, the Big Bear. You know, and he definitely knows what I'm talking about. I just can't, you know, twist it the way that he can twist it. No, thank you, Mr. Lee. I didn't eat too much sugar over dag night. I feel like a daggone kid jumping up and down. Yes, but Sonny Liston definitely was great. Shout out to the master of debates, my partner D3, Mike Mizak, Zeke in the building, Tim Layton. How you doing? Sonny was one of your favorites, man. And Sonny Liston was that guy, man. Like I said, I was hearing about him until I was able to watch him. So I knew he was the guy that fought Ali, but I had to be some years to be able to watch the playback. But this man was awesome. He was definitely a force to be reckoned with. He's definitely, if you needed any protection, hey, he was that guy to get the job done. And this is why he was doing things for, you know, the mafia and things like that and other people. You know, he just didn't help them. He did stuff for a lot of people. But like I said, at some point in time, you know, people's just going to wake up at some point and be, hey, this is enough. And see, once you rebel against how you're being treated, the next day, you know, they're going to get you right up out it. Oh, thanks, If you say I'm doing a great job talking about Sonny Liston, man, I know I'm in a good position, man. Cause see, I get real nervous when it comes to talking the black and white ears of boxing. I get a little nervous, but I love talking because I have studied something. You know what I mean? But hey, man, you better get jitters when you're talking the black and white days of boxing. See all this colorful stuff? That's too damn easy. It's too easy to talk the color stuff. You know, you got to know this black and white stuff, the essence, the etymology of boxing, because those years when, you know, you couldn't even see boxing on TV. You had to listen to it on the radio unless you had enough money to go to the fight. And even if you had enough money to go to the fight, sometimes they didn't even let you in. Not because your money wasn't right, but your complexion wasn't right. I'm going to say it again. Sometimes they didn't let you in, not because your money wasn't right, but your complexion wasn't right. So they had, you know, ebony shades of people who could afford to go to their fight, but they didn't, but they money. You understand what I'm saying? So good thing they started bringing out the TV. You know, so the black and white era, which is the father, the grandfather, the great-grandfather of boxing, you better put some respect on those years and everyone that was a part of it. But Sonny Liston definitely was a beast, and he would beat the brakes off of you. And just, you know, if you don't know much about him, go check his highlights. Or matter of fact, just ask Uncle Cass, hey, when you gonna bring it up again? Because you can learn all the black and white era days of boxing, 2 p.m. from Monday to Friday with Uncle Cass sports. So make sure y'all sub to Uncle Cash. You don't know much about those days? Hey man, you can get your knowledge type for Uncle Cash. There's a few of them that I do go to, you know, when I want to, you know, refresh my mind on some stuff, when I want to, you know, be a little lazy. You know, there's a few that I can go to, but they lie on sources. But sometimes I just like to, you know, take that journey through it and just learn some things myself about these fighters, because it's just so much. But all those men went through so much. I mean, let's look at Sonny Liston, the entire murderers row, the murderers row, you know what I mean? So that era of boxing, those men was needed for everything. They was all purpose. They was all purpose. They was needed for everything, to protect home, to protect themselves, protect their family, have a career, build another career. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of them, they were some rough men. You know, some of these guys, that's how they made their first paycheck. Their first check was fighting. They didn't have a little job. They had to go out and fight. Back then, you might get 35, 45 cents at some point in time back then. But they, man, had to fight to survive back then. See, that's the difference. See, survival of the fittest was really in those days. That era was definitely survival of the fittest. And whenever we take a journey through those past days and dig up on the history of these people who left a legacy. So when we go back and research it and we get what we get, it's something that I will always be honored to receive, because it's like, you know, rubbing some stones together and coming up with a gem. Good morning, how you doing? Good. No, so it's like rubbing two stones together, you know, and you finding that Lord diamond, you know. It's hard to do that, but if you put in the work enough, if you scratch that surface enough, baby, you might get one, you might get two, but you got something just for you. So by the time, see, when Sonny Liston passed in 1970, 71? What year was it when he passed, Mr. Niece? You remember offhand? Yeah. So the great Sonny Liston. Matter of fact, I was 1 year old when Sonny Liston passed. He passed in 1970. Yeah, I was 1 year old at the time. So imagine 1971. So I was 2 years old. Thanks, Killer Mike. I was 2 years old. So about then, mind you, being 2 years old, 70. Thanks, Killer Mike. So you know, so dig it, I'm 1 or 2 years old. So the first year I seen boxing was 1975, which was Muhammad Ali. Then 1976, that's when I was hearing about Sonny Liston. A year later, my first year watching boxing, then I heard about Sonny Liston because they would talk about the guy that Ali had already fought. So the way that my little behind had to go about it, see, a little 7, 8, 9-year-old can just go to the internet, go to Google. You know what my little 7, 8, 9 behind had to do? Read the magazine like the old men. I had to sit around with Pop and them and read the sports section. Because they wasn't going to let me go off and read that sports session without them. They was going to make sure I understood what I was reading before I left. So so that's why guys like myself, D3, see, and a few other guys like y'all, see, we had to research this boxing on a totally different level. That's why I tell these people, and I mean it, watch who you mess with on his YouTube, man, because you have some boxing minds that been doing it from the dinosaur era. See, y'all, a lot of people just start picking it up since the pandemic. That's why so many stars, so many people became internet sensations. So this is not to, throw any dirt at any people that's, just getting into the sport right now. That's actually getting into the sport right now and picking up on the sport. There's no slight to them, it's the truth.
They minds. Yeah. We had to do it back then, so that's why you can't mess with people like us, because we had to learn the hard way. See, the you know, the buttons and all that, it's just a shortcut. So see, that's why you gotta watch who you dance with. They might out shuffle your behind. You know what I mean? They good foot might be better than your good foot. I'm just saying, but you had to be in the books, and I love that era. I wish we can go back to that, because we'll really see what people boxing minds is really made of. But those was the era. You had to pick up the magazine. You had to read that newspaper column. Listen to the radio. Watch the TV. Then, you know, barbershop conversation was a little different for me, because at sometimes I used to have to go with the men instead of going on my own. So now I'm getting prepped, and this is how you handle your boxing talk, because now I'm sitting there listening to them go at. And then, you know, I'm feeling a little cocky. I'm feeling like I'm Keyshawn Davis. I can dance with the devil. I used to just open my mouth. Now I'm opening my mouth to a whole bunch of old ass men that know this damn sport, and here I am come opening my mouth. They say, "Young blood, you just learning just because you read you read one chapter of the book. Now you're a genius." You know, just because you read one chapter of the book, you know the whole book. You know, so you got to take your time, and that's what I was doing, taking my time. But I learned, and that was the best way to learn. Sit there and really get your study on. You know, just pushing these buttons and stuff pop up on the screen. There ain't no damn study. There ain't no study. That's a rush. You know, it's just a rush. But Sonny Liston, one of the greatest that ever laced up the gloves, one of the most dangerous men. What a man! Listen, I'm telling you, these little young whippersnappers are blessed that a heavyweight like Sonny Liston is not around today. I'm gonna say that again. They are blessed that a heavyweight like Sonny Liston, aka Big Bear, is not around. Because I don't think we'll be having the type of conversations that we do have about these fights. I think Sonny Liston would have came through here and reaped everybody in the heavyweight division. Because that man truly was a grim reaper. He truly was a dangerous man. And see, back then, they spoke with their hands. They ain't say much with their mouth. They spoke with their hands. And even when I first got a chance to see the Ali fight, I'm like, yo, this man gonna try. If he hit Ali, he gonna fall. This is what I thought when I first seen the fight. I said, man, if he hit Ali, man, Ali gonna fall. But to see what Ali did, and then I forgot which fight that I did see outside of him fighting Ali first. And I was like, man, this man is special. This man is special. So salute. And we say rest well, Sonny Liston, man. And it's just the thing, man. And this is why I say today's fighters, they are blessed. And it's good that they're given the opportunity to make money. Because a lot of those guys didn't really make no money. They really didn't make no money. And this is a grueling sport. You put your life on the line every time you lace those gloves up and walk in that ring. That's a sport to where fighters had lost their lives. Yeah, and any time, any punch can be detrimental to you. Might not unalive you, but it can change your life forever. Look what happened to the great Gerald McCullough by Nigel Ben, kept on giving him rabid punches and praying at you. This is a dangerous sport. It's a very dangerous sport. A sport that you do not play with. Talking about a fight that killed the Asian guy.
Oh my God.
But see, we had a few things that happened. Had fighters that killed man. Mancini. Hey, she talking about Boom Boom Mancini when he fought the Korean. She said, yeah, man, it's a dangerous sport. Dangerous sport. That, see, you from that era, Mr. Denise. I know you watch stuff. See, Mr. Denise watch boxing, you know. See, back then, y'all listen. It's the difference between a woman that watched boxing today, boxing yesteryear. You know what I mean? All right, but listen, y'all. It's been a dope morning. Hopefully, you guys like the coffee and donut serving this morning. It's been another dope one. So, thank you for tuning into another dope episode of Coffee and Donuts for Grown-Ups, brought to you by Sports Talk Network. We talk sports, but we just don't talk sports. We talk everything like in sport, because life is a sport. Thanks to our sponsor, Raycon Global, and thanks to everybody that tuned in. We will see you at 8 o'clock tonight. We out here, BBO. Take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.